The hill was at its most dramatic on the last night of the 10-day Karthikai festival. This was held at the conjunction of the Pleiades with the full moon, which usually fell in November. For on that night there took place the annual festival of light that centered on the hill as the Teja Linga. At sunset, priests climbed up the mountain path bearing sacred fire taken from each of the temple shrines. This was for lighting the hilltop flame. The long file of priestly fire bearers, followed by torch-bearing worshippers, made a coiling garland of fire for the hill. At the exact moment when the sun disappeared in the west and the moon appeared in the east, the priest ignited the butter, oil, and ghee kept in the crater at the summit. The flame soared into the night sky, and for many kilometers around, Arunachala could be seen standing as the fire of Shiva. People reverenced it and worshipped it in their homes, in temples, and at the ashram, where the moment it was seen, the continuous light of Akhanda Yoti was lit, facing the Maharshi. Then the priest performed arti, the waved offering of the fire, which ended with the lighting of the camphor flame. The devotees pressed forward, holding their hands out towards it, no doubt praying to be blessed or to become pure and ardent like the flame. In ancient Vedic ritual, the officiating priest symbolically took the sacred fire into himself and externalized it at the ceremony so that there would never be any discontinuity of the fire. Rituals have their place in spiritual life, and the Maharshi was always very reverent when they were performed. But he taught us that becoming one with the flame was by incessant and arduous effort to uncover the fundamental I am deep in our soul from beneath all the superfluous and extraneous thoughts that hide it from our sight. On one festival of light, he remarked, "It is the self shining through which is the real continuous light." During worship, he would sit mostly in silence, beautiful to see in his self-knowledge. That look of the Maharshi with which we were all familiar is spoken of in a verse of the Chandogya Upanishad, where it states, "And the light that shines beyond the sky, on top of all, on every height, in the highest worlds beyond which there is none higher. That light is the same as the light in the heart of man. Beautiful to see, and of great renown is he who knows this, who knows this." The most important part of the day for us was naturally the time we spent with the Maharshi at the ashram. That was sometimes in the morning, but more often in the late afternoon because of Suzanne's work. We liked to go there about 5 o'clock so as to be on the Maharshi's path when he came down from the hill after the 20-minute break that preceded the recitation of the Vedas. Those who lined his path were able to enjoy an intimate moment with him, often rewarded for their waiting with a look, a smile, or a few words. It was while she was there he asked an American visitor, Mrs. Pauline Noy, "Do you have more peace now?" And Miss Noy replied, "Yes." She had arrived in Tiruvannamalai some days earlier in anguish and mental torment. But since her first meeting with the Maharshi, she had started to feel calmer, so that the previous night she had been able to sleep well for the first time in weeks. On her return to America, she would write about her experience, once stating, "The inner peace which is his is radiated to us all." Quite often, the Maharshi would stop in the little ashram garden to spend a few minutes with the animals there. He would feed and talk to the white peacocks, which somebody had donated to the ashram, or else watch the squirrels and bandicoots at play. He had a great fondness and respect for animals, feelings which they fully reciprocated. One of the early devotees wrote that he treated animals as if they were fellow ascetics, different only in having to work out their karma in animal bodies.